I was in a coffee shop some time ago, and I overheard a conversation between two men. And one of them was a CEO of his own company. And he was lamenting to his friend, "You know, I pay my people a good salary. I give them a decent bonus every year. And still they're resigning. What more do they want?" What more do they want? Now, our CEO is using an economic model that focuses on why people work is to get monetary incentives. And this is actually a very widespread assumption, although there is a wealth of evidence that contradicts it. And in 2007, two professors from the Stockholm School of Business published a paper. Their names are Ellingson and Johannesson. And this is a definitive paper that showed that yes, employees want to be paid a salary and they want to be paid something else. And it is this combination of payment that make people stay, make people work effectively, and leads to corporate and business success. What I'm going to talk to you about today is this something else that people want, that employees want. And I've done it in the context of relationships. And I'll show you how enhancing and strengthening workplace relationships actually gives people that something that they want and leads to successful businesses. So when we talk about relationships, people automatically go to romantic liaisons. My relationship is boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. Simply, the relationships are a connection between people. All the people. So I have a relationship now with all of you in this room. I have a relationship with the taxi driver. I have a relationship with the woman at the market from whom I buy fish every Sunday. I have a relationship to my husband. A relationship is the means by which I interact with people. And behavioral psychology has shown us that we are all social beings, all hardwired for connections through relationships. Now, hardwired means that we have this innate drive to form social connections through relationships, but we do not have an innate sense of the skills we need to build and maintain relationships. Those we have to learn, and learn them we should, because it is through my relationships and the skills I use that I interact effectively with people. Now, workplace relationships. We spend a lot of time in the workplace, and there we have a multitude of relationships with very many people. And those can be from the very casual to the very concrete. Interestingly, organizational research has always focused on performance and output. And indeed, workplaces are task-driven and output-oriented, and that's perfectly okay. But we cannot neglect the relationships that are formed in the workplace, because it is through those relationships that I can achieve success in my workplace. Over the last, I would say 20 years or so, people are beginning to look more at the impact that workplace relationships have on success in the business place. And the results are encouraging. There is a positive correlation between if I feel successful in my workplace and my professional success. So let's decompose relationships a little bit. What do you think are some of the key components of relationships? What comes to mind? Trust. Benefits? Yeah. Sincerity. Communication. Connectivity. Yes. Those are all key components of relationships. And today I've chosen one to focus on, which is respect. And there are two reasons why I chose respect. One is because those two Swedish professors, what they found, as I said, is that you have to pay salary. What they also found is that you have to pay respect. That is the overarching ingredient in that combination of what an employee is expecting, needing, wanting. The second reason I chose respect is because I have not had the opportunity to do rigorous research on this topic, but I have been privileged to collect a body of empirical anecdotal data from people in Kuala Lumpur who have resigned from their positions. And when we discuss why they resigned, it comes down, the nub of it is that there was respect missing in their workplace, and that's why they left. So, respect it is. Now, what do we mean by respect? Everyone in this room, I'm sure, has a slightly different understanding of the word respect, and that's okay. But what do we mean here? What do I mean by genuine, authentic respect? I'll tell you something. The first government meeting that I went to in KL, I was sitting there with a group of people. We were waiting for a minister to come to officiate the meeting. And we're chatting away, and then the minister arrives, and everyone stands up. So I stand up too. And then I kind of sit back down, and I said, oh, do you always do this? And the person next to me says, oh yes, it's respect. And I thought, uh-huh. Now here's the thing. Seconds before the minister arrived, the people around me were making some very, shall we say, critical comments about that same minister who walked in. And then there was this show of respect. I would underline the word show, because that was not respect. That is protocol. It's protocol to stand up when a minister comes in. I'm perfectly fine with that. But please, let's not call that respect. Respect is something that comes from a different place. And then there's the other type of respect. I am your mother. You have to respect me. We've all heard that and maybe even done it. That's not respect either, right? What is respect? Let me invite you to look at this definition. Respect is the consideration for oneself and for others. And I like this simple definition because it includes me and you, and that's what a relationship is about, you and me. And I like that it starts with myself, because I have to respect myself, self-respect, before I can respect others. The reason is because I have to learn what self-respect is so that I intuitively know what respect is before I can offer it. So that is the definition. And if we want to look at consideration for others, that is very embracing. That is consideration for other people's opinions, other people's ideas, other people's physical ability, gender, and so on and so on. The list is long. When we put that all together, we have respect. Now, in the workplace, we have two choices, only two. We can have disrespect and we can have respect in the workplace relationships. Let's look first at disrespect. Do I need to go into disrespect in the workplace? Probably not. I think everybody knows what that is. Simple examples could be things like someone setting a meeting for 3 o'clock, then sauntering in at 3:30 without having told anyone that the meeting is delayed and offering no explanation, no apology. That's not respectful. Or someone taking the stapler off your desk without asking. Right? Taking your stuff, that's not respectful. And here's another one. I'll let you read that. Right? That's one of my favorites. People who either are texting on their phone or still on their laptop while you are trying to communicate with them. That's not respect. Right? And it can go from simple everyday things like this right up to policies in the business that might be disrespectful. For example, disrespectful to women. Is there a gender policy? Is there equal opportunity for women to advance and be promoted through the organization? That may be disrespectful too. So, disrespect has costs in a workplace. It can be tangible and intangible. Just to quickly go through them: higher rate of absenteeism, higher rate of sick leave, reduced productivity and profitability, increase in employee turnover, increase in workplace stress. I think we can all imagine a place like that. Let's not forget the intangible costs, and that difficulty in recruitment and retention of employees, decreased workplace morale, reduced corporate image and customer confidence, poor public relations, decrease in trust placed in management, and of course, strained workplace relationships. That has to be, because if disrespect is the foundation of a relationship, it is not going to be positive and harmonious. It is going to be dysfunctional. So let's think back to that CEO that I overheard in a coffee shop. He was paying the cost of disrespect in his workplace. He may not have picked up some of the more subtle things, but he sure picked up the one where they say, well, I resign, I leave, I'm out of here. That one he saw, that one registered. The others maybe did not.